Here I am, just moments away from landing at the Portland International Jetport in Portland, Maine. Really doesn't get much better than this. This is Chickawaukee Pond on Route 17, right outside Rockland, and I'm about maybe 15 minutes from home. That you're seeing off to the right is Ragged Mountain. It's the one with the antenna on top of it. I used to go hiking here almost every week. Such a great spot. After a somewhat long day of travel, it feels so nice to finally be home and warming up by a nice toasty fire. It's around 14 degrees outside Fahrenheit, so I'm going to soak up every bit of this heat.
Georgie's the one with the white belly. They'll come to you if you put your hand out. Clicky walkie.
It was so cold when we stepped out of the car, I wasn't sure if we were going to make it. I was freezing. I was even wearing lawn johns, but didn't seem to matter. But it was totally worth it. I can't believe I didn't know this place existed until now. It's just really amazing. Actually started warming up a little bit at this point, which was a big relief. And the trail's not really that populated, which is nice, but everyone is super friendly and just, I think, really just happy to be outside, especially on such a great sunny, crisp winter day. If you've made it this far, we're almost at the top and there's a really incredible view. And I believe we've walked maybe just a couple miles from the parking lot, so not really that bad. I think this is just a little slice of paradise, sitting here on these rocks, slightly warmed by the sun, just taking it all in.
Yeah, that's really neat. Please do not go past the back home. Oh, it's a big beach. We're big. Wow.
Temperature is currently 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Definitely pretty chilly. Wouldn't want to be swimming right now. But perfect pretty much for taking your shoes and socks off and getting your feet wet for a couple minutes. And just having a nice walk up and down the beach. I think perhaps my mom is adjusting nicely to her new aquatic environment. My father is leery and apprehensive after working many years on the islands in frigid cold winters. Love this little nook. It's like a little protective shelter away from the elements. Looking forward to exploring further down the beach to see what else we might find. My mom found this cool shell, thinking I might use it as a soap dish, or perhaps gift it to a friend. After a glorious afternoon at the beach, it's time to start heading back to the car. Valerie is freezing and we have to make a pit stop at LL Bean in Freeport before heading back to Hope. We're almost back at the car, maybe about a mile, 3/4 left.
Look at that sky. It's beautiful, color-wise.
Oh yeah.
See the sky, Alex?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
We've just arrived at Beans. My dad has to return some shoes, and it's always a good time to be here. Love just looking around. This place is open 24/7. It's the LL Bean headquarters in Maine. Valerie and I are making a quick stop at the local spring. It's pretty cool. There's a landowner that is kind enough to open it to the public. Out of respect though, I won't mention the name because I'm not sure he would want swarms of people coming. But if you're ever in the local area and happen to hear about it, it's totally awesome. My dad really went all out with the Christmas decorations this year. definitely all about it because Christmas is my favorite holiday by far. My parents and I have decided to go for one of my favorite local walks in the little town of Friendship, Maine. The ocean views are breathtaking, and there are so many cute houses along the way. I like to imagine what it would be like to own one, waking up every morning, sitting on my porch, facing the ocean, and sipping my coffee. Walking in this mossy forest is the most magical feeling. It's probably the spongiest moss I've ever walked on. Almost feels like you're walking on a cloud. I'm halfway expecting a fairy or a gnome to pop out from behind a tree. This pond has some interesting history behind it. Back in the day, in the 19th and 18th century, I believe, it was used for ice. They would cut it up into blocks and haul it across the road and onto a pier that was jetting out into the ocean, where there was a ship. It would be shipped out to other parts of the country. This was such a pretty little trail. It's very short and ultimately ends up a dead end, but it's just so beautiful and serene. And unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it. Best bet would probably be to check out an app like All Trails or something. that's a wrap for our visit to Friendship. It's a nice quiet little seaside town that's just perfect for an afternoon walk or really any time of the day or night. These friendly little critters are George and Ruth. It's the funniest thing to me how they tag along like a couple of dogs. They're just so playful and fun to hang out with. Hard to believe another day has quickly flown by. I've only been here a few days, and I've already developed a cozy nighttime routine of hanging out by the fire and watching a show on Hulu. Anyone else seen The Gilded Age? It's so good. It's the following day, and despite the bitter cold and wind, I've decided to go for a hike on one of my favorite mountains here, Ragged Mountain. Actually, to be honest, I kind of love these raw wintry days. It just makes me feel more alive somehow. The time has come for me to start heading back down the mountain. I'm a little concerned about all the ice, but it does make for some more dramatic footage. Hope you guys are appreciating some of these shots, as my fingers feel as they're about to fall off due to frostbite. I don't think I'd last out here very long if I got lost, but not to worry, it's a very well-marked trail. Thanks guys for coming with me on my hike. I highly recommend it any time of the year. Each season makes it feel like a whole new place. Even different times of the day gives you a fresh perspective, and I guarantee you'll feel rejuvenated and accomplished after. A day or two has gone by since my hike. I'm visiting Valerie for a bit and always love spending a little time with her cat and the rabbits. Animals really make everything better, don't they?
Actually, I can hang them up. Very nice.
Hey. The snow is beginning to fall, and it makes me so happy. My feeling is, if it's going to be winter, might as well be a real winter. These are the blueberry fields where my folks live. Really no landscaping is needed, as there's so much natural beauty all on its own. So I'm Alex, the son, and we're just here in Hope, going for a walk. And this is some of the things that we like to do in the spare time.
Hi, I'm Crystal, Alex's mom, and the wife of Chris here. And yeah, we love walking. I'm retired, obviously. Spend my time with our grandchildren. You'll meet later. Homeschooling and doing just different things. I'm involved in town government. And yeah, as you can see, this is not very professional, but we love going for walks.
Just fine.
And gardening is a huge thing that is a big interest, eating healthy and dealing with all the changes of trying to keep a family together and open-minded and loving no matter what we talk about, never closing anybody, shutting anybody down, even if we disagree, working on that. And we've got a huge extended family here in Maine. And I think we've worked that out pretty well. Not that it's perfect. And trying to be healthy and eat healthy, but despite the fact that we grew up eating a lot of stuff that is delicious, but probably shouldn't be eating, that's always a challenge. So anyway, that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Chris, and yeah, Alex is my son, obviously, and this is my wife, Crystal. I'm retired. I was a residential builder for the last, 30 plus years. Finally retired, and during retirement I built a house for my daughter, and I built a house for ourselves for our retirement. I have a brother and two sisters who live in Europe, so I like to go over there. I like to travel. I like to spend my time working in the woods on our property, and basically spending a lot of time out in nature. That's who I am.
Yeah. And I like to do a lot of the same kinds of things. So
Just an average family.
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Well, I guess we'll talk more later.
Bye.
Sadly, it's my last full day here in Maine. So Valerie and I have decided to go for a nice little afternoon walk in one of my favorite little coastal towns, Belfast, Maine. Technically, I'm not sure if it's still considered mid-coast, but in my book, it's close enough, and definitely had to show you guys it. I don't know why I like it so much, but there's just something about it. It's very, has definitely a progressive kind of feel. Very, lots of great shops. There's a great co-op. Just has a very kind of crunchy granola / seaside port, kind of quaint and always a little bit moody, which I really like. So yeah, I think if you guys ever come to Maine, you should definitely check out Belfast. Just thought I'd add, even if you don't lean progressive, maybe a little more conservative, that's totally fine. Belfast is still 100% amazing, and I'm sure you're bound to find people that you get along with no matter who you are. And it's just, I wish I could put into words why I like it so much, but definitely have to come see it. It's a good place if you like peace and calm, but also has culture, and it's interesting and beautiful architecture, I think, too. I really like those old Maine homes. This right here is exactly the kind of dark and moody lighting that I was talking about earlier. It's just so quintessential Belfast. And it's kind of like this a lot of the time for some reason. It's like a little pocket of moodiness. And oftentimes it almost seems like it even has its own little weather patterns. But I just find it really calming, and always seem to feel rejuvenated after spending a day or even just a few hours here. As you can see, we're heading up the hill into the little downtown area. Valerie and I are just going to check out a couple, maybe 2 or 3 of the little shops in the area. We're kind of obsessed with the art store there, and unfortunately I'm so terrible with names I can't remember them. But I just want to thank you all for coming along and if you've made it this far. I really hope that it's inspired you in some way to either come visit Midcoast Maine, or even if it just brought you a little bit of joy, then that would make me really happy. So until the next time, I wish you guys a great new year.